Hey y'all, so I'm back again with another story for y'all. First, I want to say blessings to everyone who's watching this channel or who's going to end up watching it. I pray that you're in good spirits and in good health and just enjoying life and letting God lead the way. Like I said, in the future, my stories will end up to when I gave my life to the Lord, and I will be talking about him in my videos. I'm going to mention his name because that's who I serve. I'm not religious. I don't worship idols. I don't bow to other gods or serve no other gods. I follow Jesus. I love Jesus. I know where the Lord brought me from. I know when he showed up in my life. Now, I didn't then, but I know now. But that's another story. But I'm going to always give him the glory because it's because of him that I'm doing this channel. He's been speaking to me, so I'm just being obedient. I've been running from it, but I asked him for confirmation, and like I said, he's confirmed it, so here I am. Feel free, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment or put a question in, and I'll go back and answer your question. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm not trying to be somebody I'm not. I'm not trying to impress anybody. Like I said, I pray if it's just one person that can be healed from my testimonies or be delivered and just give their life to Christ, I've done my part. All I do is plant the seed. It's up to God to water. It's up to you to let God water it. So, I think I left off with the older gentleman. Remember, we was talking about the guy I was with. We was gonna call him crazy, and the older gentleman, we're just gonna call him OG, old school. Okay. Yeah, we'll call him old school. So, like I said, I was living with old school, but that's when the drugs started coming into play. Remember I said I was an addict in my last video. Remember I said I was an addict before I even picked the drug up. It's going to start making sense, and the more you follow my channel, the more you subscribe. If you subscribe and continue to follow my videos and watch my videos, you'll start understanding more of why I said I was an addict before I actually picked up the first drug. So I was living with old school, old school. I'm gonna say old school. That's easier for me to remember. Like I said, but I was confused about. My heart was with Crazy because, for one, Crazy paid me the attention that I was longing for. Because when growing up, I never heard the word "I love you" in my household. You know what I'm saying? It was always, "You black bee. Ain't no man gonna never want you. You ugly." It's from my grandmother now. God rest her soul. But like I said, I'm being completely honest. "You ugly. All a man gonna ever want you for is to lay on your back. And the man gonna never want you. You know what I'm saying? All he gonna want you for is to lay on your back and for what's between your legs. And you can get your down there a dime a dozen." You know what I'm saying? She used to tell that to my older sister, who we have the same mom and dad. And her friend, she had this one friend, my sister had this one friend that my grandmother did not like. For no reason. I don't know why. Well, I started knowing why later on in life. But anyway, my grandmother didn't care for my sister's friend to be at our house. But anyway, so growing up hearing, I'm never hearing "I love you" and hearing all those negative words, you know what I'm saying? So I thought when a man complimented me, I thought, well, wow, you know what I'm saying? They love me. He really liked me or whatever. Not realizing that it was because of my shape. Because I used to shape like a Coca-Cola bottle. Nah, I'm a 2-liter. but I embrace it though. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized that I know now that my body was not going to look like that for the rest of my life. I wasn't going to be no Coca-Cola bottle for the rest of my life. So I'll be that 2-liter. I'll be that 2-liter because I'm still here to be a 2-liter. 2-liter Sprite, Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, whatever you want to call it. It ain't no Coca-Cola bottle no more. But anyway, so like I said, I was living with old school, but I started grabbing I was liking crazy, like with everything in me. I was liking crazy with everything in me, and I eventually ended up leaving old school to be with crazy because he had got a play apartment. You know what I'm saying? I put my name in the apartment and the apartment in my name and everything. So me and crazy started living together. I left old school. Old school didn't give up right away. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. Before I finally left old school, you know, like I said, that's when the drugs started coming into play. I have seen the white stuff in my past around people, you know what I'm saying, people known of people doing it, but I have never done it myself yet. So he was selling it, you know what I'm saying? So I was curious, you know what I'm saying, and I was asking for it, but he wouldn't give me none. He would never give me none. So when he let his guard down, I snuck some. I picked up the bill and put it in some with a dollar bill with some on it, and I put it in my bra and went in the bathroom. I waited for a while for a minute. I went in the bathroom and did it. That didn't go well because my heart started racing fast. I thought I was dying. You know, we had payphones then, so I ran to the payphone about dial 911. We had a landline in the house, but for some reason I ran outside for the payphone. So, but he caught up with me. Him and some other people, because there was some other people around, and they caught up with me. Like, no, girl, you about to have all us locked up, all that stuff we got in there, all us about to do time. I was 17 at the time, I want to say. So after that, because of how it did me, like they had to put me in a cold shower and everything. But because of how it did me, I didn't do it again until I turned 21. Remember that when I turned 21. Remember that age when I became legal. So anyway, like before I went in the bathroom and tried it. Well, no, yep, I went in the bathroom and tried it. It didn't go well with me. It didn't sit right with me, so I didn't mess with it for a while. Until, like I said, age 21, because I was legal and I was grown and nobody couldn't tell me what to do no more. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to answer to nobody else. So I thought. But anyway, yeah, just say we got the best crushed ice, y'all, and cold water. But right now, this is garlic water because I'm trying to bring my blood pressure down. So I've been asking around, and people have been suggesting that I do a cup of a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar every morning, and drink a cup of garlic water. So I've been trying to make that a habit for about a week or so now. And it's working because I see the difference. And I got my doctor to order me a home blood pressure test so I can test my blood pressure on the regular. And I do definitely do this. See the results. The top number went down and the bottom number went down five numbers. So far so good. It don't taste good, but it's for my health. So I'm gonna drink it anyway. But anyway, back to the story. So I think old school, because he kept throwing up in my face the fact that he caught me with crazy and how much that hurt him. So because he was older than me, he was a lot older than me. Y'all was 17, y'all. He was 32 at the time. But one thing in my mind, I was like, okay, older men know how to take care. I used to always hear that the older men know how to take care of you. The older men will take care of you. You know, so but being that was in my mind, that's really what made me start being finally wanting to be in a relationship with old school, because we was creeping at first. Like I said, he had a woman and I was sneaking to be with him, but it got to the point where feelings started getting involved before I started cheating with crazy, before I met crazy. But my feelings started getting involved, so I gave him an ultimatum. I was like, look, either you gonna be with me or I'm gonna and leave her, or I'm gonna leave you alone. So I didn't think that he was gonna do it, but he literally left her, told her that he wanted to be with me. So he got an apartment. He moved from the apartment that he was in with her and got an apartment on the other side of town. So me and him was living there, 2-bedroom. I didn't want for nothing. He was driving 18-wheelers. I didn't have to work, you know what I'm saying? I would just sit home and wait for the paychecks daily. Sometimes I would ride with him. I got out of my fear of the big trucks. I used to be scared of them big trucks. But by me, he had a bed in the back of it. It was VCR and all that, and a TV. So while he would be driving, I would go on trips with him sometime, and I would sleep and keep him company, because I was smoking weed back then, and I was drinking. I should drink Yeah, but not as much as it escalated to. It led to. It got really bad with my drinking. So, and he was enabling me because, like I said, I didn't have income, but so I wasn't working. So he made sure I had kept money in my pockets. You know what I'm saying? He also made sure that I had my trees, my green stuff, and my beer at home. So so like I said, I was spoiled. I didn't have to do nothing. He had me spoiled rotten too, y'all. But and everybody knew it, you know. Anyway, so like I said, we became an item. You know what I'm saying? So it was nothing for people when they didn't see one without the other. Like I was able to get into the bars that was 21 and over because of him, because the owners knew him or whatever, and he was real popular. He was really popular from the town he lived in. It's in South Carolina, but it's not from. I'm from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, but he was like the town he lived in was like 25 minutes, give or take. It depends on how you drove, how fast you drove to get there or whatever. So we became an item, a public item. Everybody knew about us, and yeah, it was nothing to see us. You know what I'm saying? He would dress me anything I wanted. I was he would get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't want for nothing. And but I didn't have a lot of female friends. You know what I'm saying? I just had like two at the maybe four at the time that you would actually see me with. That you would see me. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a notification that you would see me with, and but one main, we're gonna call her what's a good word for tall? We're gonna call her Giant. Giant, it turned out to be full of mess. I thought she was my friend, but that's another story. We're gonna find out how I found out she wasn't really my friend. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, if you don't do drugs, please stay away from them. I promise you, take it from me, it's not worth it. But it's only by the grace of God that since 2015, my life been changed. I've been free of drinking and drugs and all that. But take it from me, if you don't drink, if you haven't drank, if you haven't did drugs, please don't do it. And my drug of choice used to be cocaine and alcohol. Alcohol is a drug for people that don't know because it alters your state of mind. You know, you become like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because the things you would do when you wasn't under influence, you wouldn't do if you were sober. You know, like the addiction took control over my life. That's another story. But again, but God, like I said, I'm gonna give him the glory in every video. So I'm not trying to force no religion because I'm not religious. Like I say, I serve God. What religion I am, I'm not a religion. I'm a woman of God. There's no religion behind my name. I'm a woman of God. So a woman of God who loves God and who serves God. So anyway, back to the story. Old school started making little comments like, okay, well, I'm gonna show you how I feel. But he said it so long and he never did it, so I ain't think nothing of it. So y'all happened so. And then sometimes Giant would come kicking with me at the house while he was gone when he was gone or sometimes she was still there when he got off and we would give her a ride home because now it's dark. I ain't gonna let her walk way back to where she lived by herself, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, Giant never had money. But that was my home girl, you know what I'm saying? It didn't matter, you know what I'm saying? But he used to get mad like, you need to stop being around people that ain't got nothing going, that ain't got nothing. Eventually, y'all, I did, started working at KFC up the street. It was actually walking distance. But anyway, so he was making little slangs like, yeah, I'm gonna show you how I feel. You broke my heart. You hurt me. So, a family member moved in with us. Okay, I guess her mom didn't have no control over her or whatever, or she was getting in trouble up here. I live in Minnesota now. So, I guess my cousin kept getting in trouble or whatever, women wanting to fight her or whatever behind their men. I'm not gonna call her name. Like I said, I'm not hurting nobody, but this is my truth. I don't care who else tried to tell the story. However, somebody else tried to tell the story. I'm being brutally honest with y'all, and no, I'm not embarrassed. because I've healed from all this stuff and I've grown. But sometimes I get emotional, you know what I'm saying, when certain stuff just come up. But anyway, so when my family member finally got put out of all the family house that where I'm actually from, Myrtle Beach. So I was like, okay, it's my cousin. I ain't seen her in a long time. You know, she could stay with me. Why I did that? Y'all, I go to work one day. So she was staying with us, you know what I'm saying? Eventually she started kicking it with old school oldest brother, you know what I'm saying? He drove log trucks too, so she ain't had to want for nothing. So long story short, I ended up I got off work early one day and they was in the house doing it. Y'all, I lost it. Now, y'all probably saying, how dare y'all, and it's okay, y'all probably saying, some of y'all probably saying, how dare you, and what you did to this man, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I was 17, he was 32, you know what I'm saying? He wanted me to be 32, y'all, and I couldn't because I was only 17. But I tried my best, you know what I'm saying? I tried to make sure he had his food, his lunch to take to work with him, pack him sandwiches and stuff, you know what I'm saying, that night before, so I won't have to get up when he left out the door at 4 o'clock in the morning to fix the phone. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I get off work and they was in there doing it. The police ended up having to come, y'all. Like, we lived in a 2-story house. We lived our apartment's downstairs, and it was a woman that stayed over us. That lady been there for, I stayed with him about 2.5 years, and she was there the whole time. But she never. And I know when we was in there partying, y'all, we was loud or whatever. Even when it was just me and him, had the music blasting, because I used to love me some Boyz II Men. I still do. That's one of my favorite R&B groups. But that's one of my dreams, to go to their concert. I'm gonna make it there too. Eventually, I'm gonna go to a Boyz II Men concert. But anyway, so I beat him, and I told her, I said, "You wait, don't go nowhere, cause I'm gonna get you next." And the way my house was, you had to unlock the house. You had to unlock the door and lock the door from the inside at the front door, but if you went to the back door, which was in our kitchen, you can unlock and lock that from the outside. But she was trying to get out that door, and I don't know, I guess she was too nervous. I don't know if she was too nervous to open the door, but we had a house phone, like I said. I wore both of them out. So, because he was so familiar with the cops, he was cool with cops or whatever, they put me in the back of the car. They ain't handcuffed me or nothing. They just rolled me around until I calmed down or whatever. But I did say before I left, neither one of y'all better be here when I get back. Now, because I lived there, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have the law where you can't put some person out if they got clothes at your house or whatever. But he wouldn't put me out. He still wouldn't put me out. I wanted to leave, but he didn't want me to leave. So, even though he had did what he did, it was best for neither one of them to be there when I got back. That was a hurt, y'all. That type of pain, y'all, I don't wish that on nobody. And even though, I jumped on her. Matter of fact, I jumped on her and I put her out. It's like, you can't stay here no more. I don't care where you go at, but you leaving from here. But you ain't staying here no more. But because she met other people through me, other females through me, she ended up being able to stay with another female down up the street from me. But y'all, this girl was sleeping with so many dudes, y'all. Like, I mean, the cat can't call the kettle black, but I was in relationships when I was, yeah. And sometimes I was number two to guys. Like I said, because my grandmother used to criticize me and put me down so much. Whenever a male complimented me or showed me some attention, I took that to the head, because I was like, wow, he liked me. So obviously I ain't pretty. And most of the time it was about my shape, you know what I'm saying? Because I always had a big butt, and I did have big breasts, but I got a reduction a couple of years ago. Because I got tired of that being the first thing men saw when they saw me, my breasts. Because a lot of men would compliment me. I mean, they would comment on my breasts, and I didn't like that. Like, it's more to me than my boobs. Like, say, hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? And then my face not down there, my face up here. What you looking at? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I got tired of defending myself, and I don't know, my lips crossing or not. I got tired of defending myself as far as my body was concerned or whatever. So I ended up getting a reduction some years later, after I left South Carolina. That's a different story. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, yeah, so after that, I put her out, like, and I would see her every now and then, you know what I'm saying? She was like, she did call, she said, can I come get my clothes? Nope, you ain't coming to get nothing out of here. I'll drop them off at the old girl house, and which I did. So I would see her and old girl every now and then, and because that was still my family, you know what I'm saying? At first, resentments was in play, y'all. bitterness and anger was in play. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of that bottled up in me for so long, y'all, for so many years now. Like I said, I just turned 47 February 8th. I've been through all this in that short time amount of time being on this earth, but I'm still grateful because God still kept me. He still got me here, and I'm serving out my purpose at what I'm doing now, sharing my testimonies with y'all, praying that somebody get delivered and freed from it, because somebody is gonna be free from. They're gonna be relieved. They're gonna get some relief off of them from knowing that they're not the only person that been through something, you know, and that somebody else could overcame it and got through it, and they can get through it too. You know what I'm saying? If you feel free to inbox me if you would like. You know what I'm saying? My name is Kenya Johnson on Facebook. It's a picture of me in a wedding dress and a gentleman, which is my now husband, with a royal blue tux on. So you can follow me on Facebook, send me a request if you're here, if you're subscribed to my channel, and I will accept your friend request, but only if you like, comment, and subscribe on my videos. But anyway, like I said, every now and then I would see her, and I eventually started speaking to her again. Y'all, we ended up going to jail before this happened. Before I caught them together, we ended up going to jail. She was stealing out of Family Dollar. He knew I ain't had the nerve to do that, so no. I knew I could go to jail. If I knew I could go to jail for it, I wasn't fit to do it. So, and the only reason that the people didn't lock me up because I didn't go to the store with her. Her and the girl with her and the friend that she moved in with up the street, they was in there stealing when I got there. But where I messed up at is I was talking to them while we was in the store. But it was brief. I hadn't even been in the store 3 minutes. And next thing I know, she's trying to run out the door. I just heard, "Come on." I don't know who said it, her or the girl up the street. We're gonna call her Jay because that's her name started with a J. But I don't know if her or Jay said, "Come on, let's go." So when they ran to the door, the people locked the door, and I was in the store. No, my cousin ended up getting away, and she ran to my house and hid behind the trash can. But the girl Jay didn't get away. They still had her hemmed up in the store and telling me I was going to jail with them because I was there stealing with them. I said, "No, I wasn't stealing." I said, "Y'all better run y'all cameras." Yeah, they had cameras back then too. I knew that much. Y'all better look in the mirrors, call whoever back there watching them cameras or something, because I did not steal. So they found out that I did. And so she must have, when she ran to my house, he was off of work early that day for some reason. But anyway, he ended up coming to the store. When I look up, I see him coming to the door, and they let him in. He was like, "That's my woman. She's one thing my girl is not going to do. She is not going to steal. She don't have to steal because I take good care of her." He pulled out his wallet and everything. So they ended up letting me go. Jay went to jail, the girl up the street, and they went to my house, and he sent them to my house to get her. He was like, "She at my house behind the dumpster because I wouldn't let her in the house, go hide in my house." When she told me what happened, I just came to make sure my woman wasn't going to jail. So they went and got her from behind the trash can, and they took her to jail. So me, being that the cousin I am, you know what I'm saying, because she was my family, this before she slept with him or whatever, y'all. And I was like, "Well, she's my cousin. We can't leave her in there." So I made her sit in there for 2 days. But then I was like, "Come on, yeah, let's go get her out." And we did. So she ended up getting a job with me at KFC. Yep, because I had already started working at KFC, so I ended up getting her a job with me, you know what I'm saying? So she wouldn't have to steal lunch. She kept a job for about a couple of weeks, I think. I don't even remember because it was so long ago. But anyway, she ended up going to jail, and I said, "Let's go get her out." So we went and got her out 2 days afterwards. She was, matter of fact, it was this big time dealer that lived behind us across the way she started dealing with. So, like she would spend nights with him, and then she'd come back to the house the next morning, and he sold the green stuff. He used to have lots of it all the time, at all times. So she would always come back with some, and we would smoke or whatever. But one particular day, we went over there, y'all, to get some, and it was only a $5 set. It was a nick, y'all. I didn't know, what I didn't know is that the DTs, they call them detectives, was watching his house. But I seen a white van keep passing by, and I was like, why that white van keep passing by your house? And he just kind of left it up to me, ha ha, because that's the feds. They watching me. I ain't think nothing of it because he laughed. You know what I'm saying? So I put the little nick in my right pocket, and we walked off. Y'all, I never had, I forget, I haven't had on lime green booty shorts and a white blouse. They let us get up the street. I'm talking about a good 2 blocks up the street, and it's pulled us over in the front of the barbershop, y'all. And jumped out the van, and there was some other police cars. Freeze, you get up against the van, you're under arrest, y'all. It took them people so long to get me in the car. Because I ain't never been to jail before at this point. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been in jail. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I was shaking my hands like, please. I was like, let me, but somehow, y'all, when the person the cop that stopped us, when he went on the other side of the van to close the van door to keep the cars that was passing by, because he was kind of in the road, in the street, so he went to close the van door. Somehow, he had already put the handcuffs, finally got the handcuffs on me, and somehow I got my hand in my pocket, and I kicked it up under the van. So when they get us down to the detention center, J. Rupalone Detention Center in Conway, South Carolina, they couldn't do nothing because they didn't have no evidence. They searched the police car and all that. We can't find the evidence. And she's like, I know it's because y'all not gonna find it in there because it's she kicked it under the van where y'all got us from. Y'all. I don't know. She must have thought that was gonna help her get out of jail or whatever. Them people went back and got the bag of green stuff that I kicked up under there, that I threw out of my pocket. They showed me the camera and all that, because I swore up and down. I stuck to that. I know I ain't got nothing. They came back and showed the camera and everything. Showed us the camera away. I put it in my pocket at y'all. Showed me dancing on the butterfly was out. They showed me doing the butterfly, walking from the boy house and all. We didn't even get to smoke the reefer. I think that's really why I was mad at her. At least if I was going to jail, I wanted to go feeling up there. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be nice. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this time when she so we ended up they once they found the bag, they had to take the simple possession charge off because they couldn't find the bag. But once they found the bag, they came back and added the simple possession back to the loitering charge. So once again, he came and got me because I was his woman. He hadn't cheated yet. You know what I'm saying? They hadn't did the do yet. So he came and got me, and I was like, no, we ain't getting her out. Let her stay. Or let that dude that she was going with, the guy, remember he lived across the way behind our house. He had a house behind where we lived at. I said, let him get her out. So eventually, I guess they time served her or whatever. And when she got out, she of course she couldn't go back to work. She didn't quit. That's right. She went to jail and she couldn't go back to work because she been gone too many days with no call, no show. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so when she finally got out, we just went back to normal. You know what I'm saying? Like she learned her lesson. We went to jail. I was mad at her because she told on me, because when she told the people where it was at, they had already took the handcuffs off of her. I just dove on her, and then until the people told me if I hit her again, they was gonna add more charges on me. So that's what made me stop hitting her. But I only stayed in there like 4 hours, and he came and got me. But that was a long 4 hours, y'all. But I was in there long enough to have the orange uniform on, the bright orange. And then they gave it to me. It was too big. The crotch was way down by my ankles, even rolled up. But anyway, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to take couldn't take the suit with me, the SCDC suit with me. So when they called my name, I was like, here I am. And I just started coming out of it where I was. And it was like, no. I was running to the door, like, open the door. And they was like, no, you can't take that with you. You got to leave that here. So I started taking it off in the front of all the women. But when I first got there, and we've been long enough, even though it was 4 hours, they put us in the pod after we got the holding cell or whatever. So I went beside the desk, and I was like, ma'am, can I put my mat beside your desk? I said, because they going to rape me. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to watch a lot of movies or whatever. So I thought any female that went to prison automatically got raped, y'all. But anyway, that wasn't the case. You know, like I said, 4 hours later, he came and got me. And I left the uniform with them, of course, because I had to. And I threw my clothes on that they had handed me in the bag. But the women that was in there, they was like, when you go, when you get out the door, don't look back, because if you look back, that means you're coming back. They ain't had to tell me twice. So when we was leaving, now mind y'all, now the detention center I went to, my older sister that we got the same mom and dad, she been in and out of there so long, so they treated me like I was a queen when I went in there, because she used to be in there singing and she got a beautiful voice. You know what I'm saying? So they was extra nice to me, the guards and the main guard that was behind the desk. I remember the desk being tall way over my head, but I could like look up and she was looking down, talking to me or whatever. She was like, yeah, I'm not gonna let nobody bother you. But anyway, but like I said, they treated me like a queen, because my older sister, who we grew up in the same house, because she used to sing and all that, and her face was so familiar in there. So because I was her baby sister, they was extra nice to me. So when they told me not to look back, y'all, when I got outside, you could hear them beating on the wall like, bye. I mean, they was out, bye. Look, I was like this, bye. See y'all later. I ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? And they told me not to look back, and I didn't. And there was some women in there that I known from the neighborhood that was in there. So that eased some of my fear up a little bit too, because I knew they wasn't gonna let nobody bother me, because they knew me. You know what I'm saying? They knew my family. You know what I'm saying? We even though we wasn't from the same neighborhood, we was from the same hood. You know what I'm saying? Same block, we was from the same hood. You know what I'm saying? Not the same block area, but we was from the same hood. Like 4 or 5 streets consist of the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was my experience. When I went to jail for the first time, smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, once I started living with old school, that's when that's illegal stuff started to appear in my life. But it escalated real bad, y'all. That's another story. So I think I'm gonna end on that note. You know what I'm saying? Once again, like I said, if you never did drugs, don't ever do them. If you never drank, don't ever drink. If you need help, reach out to. If you are in a position that you think you're stuck and you can't get out of, reach out, inbox me. You know what I'm saying? I got some information for you that I can help you to where you can get clean and all that, and treatment centers and all that, because I went through all that. But like I said, I'm gonna save that for another story. And like I said, I did eventually give my life to the Lord, but my now stories are going to add up to when and why I end up giving my life to the Lord. I'm just giving y'all some of me, you know what I'm saying, my life story, so y'all could have an understanding of where I came from and where I'm at now and where He's going to take me. You know, where the Lord is going to take me, because I'm willing and I'm so in love with the Lord, y'all. Like, I make it a daily habit to spend time in His Word. I don't just read it, I study it. I'll be flipping back and forth to different scriptures, different verses, different chapters in the Word, so I can get an understanding. Because the Word says, already said, lean not on your understanding, but lean on and acknowledge me in all thy ways, and I'll direct your paths. You know what I'm saying? So I always ask Him to give me a revelation of what I'm reading, what He want me to know, to ask Him to let it stick out to me, because I do believe that Jesus died on the cross and was resurrected for my sins and for the love that He has for me. I do know that I'm free from sin. Like, I have blood-bought rights. I have blood-bought rights to serve the Lord, you know, and I'm going to see the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? I know where I'm going when I leave here. And people should really repent before it's too late. I'm going to say that in every video too. You know, like, if you don't want to hear me talk about my father, then you might as well unfollow me, because I love him. I know what he did for me. I know nobody's going to never love me like he loved me. And I know now that he was looking out for me, even with doing all these stories. He was looking out for me even when I didn't know he was. And a lot of people say, well, why God allowed this to happen? Why God allowed that to happen? I used to think that at first about when my uncle did that to me, was inappropriate with me. I used to think that, but now I know that the enemy used people. Like, we wrestle against spiritual wickedness. You know, people are not aware that they have demons on them. They're good spirits and they're bad spirits. But People not aware that they have demons on them that cause them to do stuff to other people and to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, mental illness is real, but so are demons too. But angels are realer, you know. And like I said, I'm covered. I'm covered by the blood, so I ain't worried about nothing happening to me. It's through His grace and mercy that I got through everything. That I'm going to continue to be able to withstand any fiery darts that the enemy try to come on, throw at me. I have the Holy Spirit living in me, and when the Spirit hit me, I speak in tongue and all that, you know. So I never know when the Spirit gonna move me. So y'all, it might be times on here where y'all hear me speak in tongue or whatever. But like I said, I'm true to the Lord. I love the Lord. I'm gonna talk about Him. If this not the channel for you, then I don't know what to tell you. But as for everybody else, I appreciate you taking the time out to listen. My next, when I come on again, is gonna be when I finally a little bit more of me being with Him with old school, and then when I finally did leave Him for Crazy. Because like I said, Crazy hadn't came into the play yet, but I was talking about Crazy a little bit on the story yesterday. But my next, when I come back again, is going to be talking about Crazy. And remember when I said that I always thought that I was ugly because that's what my grandmother said, and that no man would never want me but to lay on my back, and I was a black bee all my life and all that. But God, now I know I'm who He say I am. Now I know that my Father made me perfect in His image. You know, so I'm none of that stuff that my grandmother used to call me. I'm none of that stuff. I'm what He says I am and whose He say I am. And He said I'm His. So with that being said, y'all, until next story, if you have any questions, y'all feel free to comment below and ask me a question. Or you can just even put in your input. And please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring that notification bell so you'll be you'll be notified every time I post another video. I'm gonna try to make this a habit, and I'm gonna try, y'all, to do at least 2 a day. I said I'm gonna try. It might be when I do another one, I might be in the wee hours of the morning because it take a long time to upload just one video. I'm learning that now. I ain't got to the point where I know how to edit and all that stuff yet, but God gonna put all that into play. He gonna put the right people in my life, and He gonna make sure I have all the equipment I need to do this channel. And like I said, He gonna put the right people in my life to guide me through the channel. That are some people that want to see me make it. You know what I'm saying? That want my channel to flourish. Because some people wish you well and hope you fail. And I'm aware of that. And that's okay. Because what He got for me, what God got for me is for me. And when He opened the door, nobody can close it. So I hope everybody have a blessed rest of their day. And I hope y'all got a little entertainment out of it. Like I said, it's going to lead up to me finding Christ, me giving my life to the Lord, me going to treatment. There's more to come, you know what I'm saying? So stay tuned in and have a blessed rest of y'all day. Don't let nobody steal your joy. Know that if nobody else tell you, I love you, and so does God. Whether you know whether you feel like He do or not, and know that He's always with you. He'll never leave you or forsake you. So y'all have a blessed one.